This episode will update on all the progress made recently on the exterior. Several different work fronts to update on here, first being the siding and the soffit and the trim. All finished now. You see the lovely little detail up in the peak. Lots of neighbors have commented on that. Roof is essentially done, still a few tiny pieces to do. This is the aspect. Note the chimney with the tapered sides and the shingles. Love that detail. Posts are now painted. Trim, exterior trim is all painted. Siding and shingle work is all done. And you'll see in some upcoming photos here, you see gutters on the garage and downpipes, so we're actually got that done, but the house still yet to do. There you see the posts painted, and below the white paint will be a box that you sort of see on the side of the porch, and it will ultimately get shingled. There's Darren working on the final gable on the shingle work. Really a skilled young man. I like watching this guy work. Not sure he knows I'm filming him. He must know. And there you see that little gable in the front all finished. So again, the bases of the posts will get a base on them with shingle work. Now the cistern has also made progress. Here you see me down there cleaning it up, making sure there's no sharp pointy bits on the walls, making sure there's no debris on the floor that could puncture the liner, which is also now installed. So this liner was actually built in southern Ontario. It was the only place I could find that actually builds these things. There's a lot of cisterns in southern Ontario, old ones that leak and they need liners. So these guys built it to our measurements and shipped it from southern Ontario, down around Hamilton somewhere. So you can see how it's essentially pinched, hung between two wooden boards. One board's fastened to the concrete wall, then the liner goes up, and then you pinch it against that first board with another board. It's baggy because these PVC liners shrink over time for some reason, so they make them extra big to start with. The pathway is another scope that is now complete. So here you see Ben and his Bobcat skid steer coming down to start applying the road crush angular gravel with fines in it, and we spread it out, smooth it out, and then compact it into a road-like surface, which hopefully has some longevity and isn't too slippery. So here you see this gravel, it's not round rocks, it's crushed, so it's all angular and it's got fines in it, so it packs and basically becomes really hard and smooth when you compact it. So Ben would dump it out, trying to keep it about 2 inches thick. He would sort of dump it out, and then I would take the rake and try to smooth it out to get it to a consistent thickness. Not sure how many trips up and down the path he made, but it didn't take very long, 2-3 hours maybe, for us to cover the whole path. I forgot to take some pictures of it after it was compacted. So in this series of photos and videos, you'll see it covered with gravel, but you won't see it in its final packed down state. I'll try to remember to put a photo of that in the next one. Doesn't look that different. And off he goes around to the front of the house where he dumped a big pile of the gravel. So there you see it. Five or 6 feet wide, some landscape fabric underneath the cloth, underneath the gravel, and then the gravel gets compacted. So hopefully this is long lasting and doesn't get eroded with rain or worn out with walking and driving on it. Plan to get a quad and a little trailer so that I can get materials and mulch and stuff up and down the hill more easily. Here you see some excavating done for a small bit of retaining wall that will hold up a patio, which is going to go essentially where that blue scaffolding is. So the retaining wall will come straight toward the camera. And here's another retaining wall that will go under the fence at the back of the house between us and Sandy and Lisa. The porch is also making great progress. I'm excited about this. So this is going to be an exterior porch. Those are 1.5 inch thick tongue and groove yellow cedar porch boards from a mill down the road, just a few miles from the house. There you see the great detail the guys are doing in the corner where they're mitering the boards. You slope the boards on a covered porch. Traditionally, you slope them with the boards running perpendicular to the house so that the water runs off in the little V-groove, as opposed to having a deck-like surface with gaps that collect leaves. And this is more of a floor than a deck. All for this one. More next time.